So yeah, anyway, I mean, I guess that will bring me neatly on, not necessarily, but yeah, it's all related to the dive that I've been doing this week, right? Because, oh, pardon me, sorry, excuse me. I think I've switched. Yeah, okay. So a lot of people are hitting the same subjects. Would you agree?
Yes. Oh yeah. And
we did our little quick searches last week, search a few names out live, in real time for people. And this is one of the factors of what we do like to do here is investigate together and put it out to the people to have a look for themselves and see what they think. So a lot of people hitting exactly the same searches. They're all searching for the same people or the same links, okay? And that's great, that's brilliant. But again, we're only going to get deeper into sort of the bottom of this if we all look for different things. If we're all looking for the same thing.
The same,
yeah, it's only going to crystallise one element, right? So if we rewind back to, again, shows like Wall of Pain, and when we were discussing hip-hop, with the Scribes, for example, or, the sort of new romantic and new wave and punk era with Jules Denby.
Yeah.
And people like that. We discussed an awful lot of this sort of stuff back then. Again, if people want to go back, it's up there on our YouTube. Go check those shows out because we do discuss the nature of the intelligence services and their involvement with the music industry, right?
Yeah.
Obviously, we've had P. Diddy, and that whole thing happened, right? And a lot of people have jumped to searching out, links with P. Diddy, etc. And again, that is an obvious link to go down. Now, it's not the person that's currently on your screen, Steve, because I haven't revealed it just yet, but this isn't the person I initially searched for, but can you take a wild guess out of any of the people that might be in any way related to Epstein, whether that's through business connections, media connections, or his particular, group of people that he happens to hail from, a certain chosen group of people, Out of all of them, who do you think might be one of the people that I'm most likely to look at?
Oh, there's too many. I could be all night trying to work that one out.
That is true, actually, to be fair, that is true. Okay, Rick Rubin,
Right.
We've spoken about Rick Rubin extensively before. One of the biggest producers out there in the music industry, from the Red Hot Chili Peppers to
that's him.
The Beastie Boys, etc., so on and so forth. So actually, it'd probably be useful if I show some people, who this person even is, right? Now, again, I've done extensive research on this guy for many, many, many years, especially with my time in the music industry such as it was. This guy has come up an awful lot. So let's have a quick look. I'm just going to give people a quick look at his wiki page just for the sake of ease. So this is him here.
He's got wiki hair, isn't it? That's for sure.
It's a big old beard. It sure is a big old beard.
Where does the beard start and the hair finish, or vice versa?
Well, he has like this real similar look to. Damn it, his name's just gone out of my mind. This happens to me these days. I thought I was getting old.
Charles Bronson.
The recording engineer. He won the Loudness Wars. He did the Metallica album that was too loud. His name has completely gone out of my head right now. But the two of them share a very similar look and also apparently religion, I think. If I remember correctly. I mean, again, this is, again, I make this clear. Everything from this point out, and then generally in this coverage of Epstein, right, we're just observing what's in these files. We are making assumptions based upon what we see. We're not making any specific insinuations, accusations, or suggesting anything is rock solid. All we're doing is the same as any other people that have access to these files publicly. We're going through from our previous experiences and our own information and searching out particular people that we feel may have some sort of relevance in here. Okay? So, and also, given the group of people that these guys all belong to, again, I made this very clear over many episodes if people want to go back. There is a subsect within many religions out there. and we see them as the most extreme natures of those particular groups. Yeah, it doesn't mean it's everyone. It's not tying them all with the same brush. Remember, this is a particular group of sickos that we may be looking at here. Not necessarily insinuating this guy on our screen right now is. However, we have significantly heard odd stuff. Again, go out and check out Mark Devlin, his YouTube videos, and some of the people he interviews and talks to. Rick Rubin comes up a lot, okay? And there's good reason for it. And like I say, I've been following this guy for a long time because why are the Beastie Boys popular?
Hey, sorry?
Why are the Beastie Boys popular?
Oh, they're a white, very predominantly white hip-hop rap group.
Yeah. Like, what? How did that happen? Like people need to step back again and be a bit objective about this. That this is classically hip-hop weren't like exactly full of Jewish white kids, was it?
No, exactly. Straight out of Brooklyn.
And unfortunately, this is why I had to keep an eye on what Kanye was on about. Because again, people, with the Kardashian links that have come out this week as well, right? I'm not defending the guy, but you can start understanding why he's saying what he's saying.
Yeah.
Because of the behaviours going on in the industry as a whole. Yeah. And he's made certain observations that many of us were making that are valid, like, how do people like Eminem, Vanilla Ice, and the Beastie Boys rise to become... The Beastie Boys, right, are regarded as, like, the best hip-hop act of all time.
Yeah.
And freaking Eminem's regarded as the best rapper of all time, which we've proven time and time again on Wall of Pain. Busta Rhymes is a better rapper. Yeah? Busta Rhymes was actually a better rapper. His lyrical content was way better, way more thoughtful. Yeah, and faster.
There are just some things that we cannot, as white dudes, muscle into any more than certain things that probably black people can't muscle into. However,
I did just watch an MTV video from, like, I think it was the early 90s. It was Rock Moscow, when they did the Rock Moscow thing after the fall of the Berlin Wall. Yeah. Yeah, and Eric Clapton is there singing "I shot the sheriff." I'm like, bro.
Oh dear.
Anyway, Frederick J. Rubin, Rick Rubin as he's known, okay? So he was, like I say, this big producer, and he produced records for pioneering acts such as LL Cool J, the Beastie Boys, Run DMC, Public Enemy, and Ghetto Boys. Okay?
Right.
Now, look, dude, let's just go read his background here. He's produced for tons of people, including Kid Rock, who did a tune called The Bull God. I Am the Bull God. And he just played the alternate halftime show for the Super Bowl for TP USA.
Yes.
Okay? For TP USA people, okay? Remember this. Okay? Other people that Rick Rubin's been involved like Keisha, Adele, Ed Sheeran, Lady Gaga, Danzig, Metallica, Slayer, The Cult, the Red Hot Chili Peppers, Rage Against the Machine, The Strokes, Weezer, Audio Slave, AC/DC, Aerosmith, Linkin Park, System of a Down, Slipknot, Johnny Cash, the Avett Brothers, The Chicks, Tyler you're getting the picture here. Yeah.
How does Johnny Cash fit into this?
Because he was produced by Rick Rubin, bro.
Yeah. Do you remember, how is he fit into being produced by Rick Rubin?
Well, do you remember he did the 9 Inch Nails tunes and stuff like that?
Hurt. Yeah.
Probably that. I'm pretty sure it was
did
that.
A much better version as well.
Right, Linkin Park. We've got an in straight away there. Chester Bennington. Okay.
Yeah.
Right, and I would wager, I don't know this for certain, but if he produced Linkin Park, which he obviously did, I wonder whether he also produced the precursors to them, Stabbing Westward, who were actually brilliant. Like, go out, people, and listen to Stabbing Westward. Without them, you'd have no Linkin Park. So, because Linkin Park actually supported Stabbing Westward on tour before anyone even knew who they were. But I obviously was like, well, look, we've got this Epstein thing going here. We need to have a look. What's Rick Rubin saying in here? Did a search for him, and zip. Okay, he's not actually really mentioned at all in these mails. And what I did find was interesting was an article about the Beastie Boys, OBS. An article about Crosby, Stills and Nash, I think it was. Right? Okay, weird. one about Elvis Costello. Which again,
Wow.
I'm like, okay, weird. Like, this just seems to be random articles from like, NME or something like that. Or Rolling Stone. And then the last one that popped up was, okay. Let me just jump over here. Have I still got it? It was this guy here.
The chap whose picture you put up on the screen just now.
Yes, this guy here, Russell Simmons. Okay. Now, are you... Oh, God, my mouse is doing that funky thing again. Are you aware of who Russell Simmons is?
I'm not. No, I know Gene Simmons, but I think it's a different person altogether.
Yeah. So, Russell Simmons, as you can see here, is not Gene Simmons. He's, at least, he's not going to say makeup anyway. And god damn it, if my mouse would actually do the right thing, come here, you. It's not even doing. It's going all. I think the batteries might be going.
I think,
Right, here we go. Russell Simmons, okay? So this article was there. USA Today recently named Russell Simmons one of the top 25 most influential people of the past 25 years, calling him a hip-hop pioneer. For his groundbreaking vision that has influenced music, fashion, finance, television and film, as well as the face of modern philanthropy. There's that philanthropy word again, right?
Yeah.
Russell Simmons has been instrumental in bringing the powerful influence of hip-hop culture to every facet of business and media since its inception in the late 1970s. Okay? So again, if people don't know this, this is just a bit of background, and this is what was in the file that first popped up, right? Because obviously I'd searched for Rick Rubin, right? And this came up, presumably because of his association with producing or managing such early hip-hop acts for both of these guys, right? So Russell Simmons here, you'll hear some crossover. Curtis Blow, Run DMC, Houdini and the Beastie Boys. To signing seminal luminaries like, wait for it, Jay-Z. And he's sweating right now, isn't he?
I bet.
Foxy Brown and Ludacris, yeah? Simmons' groundbreaking vision was crystallised with partner Rick Rubin in the creation of the seminal Def Jam recordings in 1984. And anyone that's listened to us knows where we're going with this, right? Because Neil used to say to me frequently, tell me about the East Coast West Coast wars. You know, it's his go-to question. Leo, tell me more about the East Coast West Coast wars. Let's get into. We went through it with the scribes, and admittedly even they said they learnt a bit about that in that episode, right? So to summarise, that was 84 they set up Def Jam, right?
Yeah.
And they, to summarise the rest of it, is saying he was a master architect of the phenomenon. He created trends in popular culture. He has a fashion empire called Fat Farm with Baby Fat and Run Athletics. He formed a television production company who produced HBO's Def Comedy Jam, which I'm sure a lot of people remember Def Comedy Jam, right?
Yeah. And
there's a lot of big comedians, black comedians predominantly, that have come from Def Comedy Jam, right? Wait, hold on, isn't Cat Williams one of those guys? And I think y'all remember what Cat Williams was trying to tell everybody, right?
Yeah.
Right? So, again, you can kind of see why this seems relevant, right? So, what have we got here? He's got the Nutty Professor in there as well, yeah?
Yeah.
So, obviously, you got links here already, straight away. And I was like, well, okay, that's the thread to pull on right here. Yeah. So, just to remind people, Rick Rubin also produced Run DMC, yeah? And also, it should be noted that Russell Simmons is the brother of Reverend Run.
Okay.
Yeah, so if I just click on Run DMC over here, right, so people can see, Joseph Run
there
Simmons.
He is. Yeah.
Reverend Run.
Proper Rev.
Yeah. Is he not the only remaining member of Run DMC?
Quite possibly.
I think he is. Is he not? Yeah.
Could be.
And again, Reverend Run, because this dude is actually a reverend,
Yeah.
He's actually legit a reverend. Okay, so I thought I'd do a little bit of digging, and I was looking for information on Russ Simmons and I thought I'd put him in the search, okay?
Yeah.
Are you ready for this? Ladies and gentlemen, please strap in.
Drum roll,
because
drum roll, please.
This is going to jump straight over to this, I think, when I bring it in here. Okay, and ladies and gents, do go to search this in the DOJ files yourself. I downloaded these. I made sure I got these as I saw them.
Before they go. Exactly, get them now while they're hot.
Before we have all of this crazy, extra redactions or whatever, right?
Yes.
So I jump on in to have a look at what comes up for Russell Simmons, and what do you know? He appears in emails. Okay? Not necessarily in the way you think, though, but...
No? Okay.
Let me zoom in on this straight away. Who do you see this email is from?
Yes.
Seen that name before?
Yes.
Jean-Luc Brunel, ladies and gentlemen. No longer with us.
Yes. There's so many of them.
I bet you he would have been one of those 6 names. He would have been like the 7th name if he wasn't dead.
Yeah, quite possibly.
And the subject is 61. Weird. Yeah. And this is from Brunel to Epstein, right? And what interested me the most is this is the first thing I came to. And remember what I said a few weeks ago about exactly this, right? And exactly, remember what we were talking about with Erica Kirk.
Yeah.
Okay, and her background. Okay, so let's look at this email, shall we? From Jean-Luc Brunel to Jeffrey Epstein by redacted, and I presume that's whoever wrote this article, right?
Yes.
The 2012 Miss Universe pageant. I'm going to stop right there for people to digest. The 2012 Miss Universe pageant. And you know what? When you write, sometimes you're really, really right.
Yeah.
Right? God damn. The first email that I got to, literally when I searched for Simmons, and this pops up. Now, one might be wondering, what's this got to do with Simmons? Okay, so what we have here is the pageant finale is just a few days away. On Wednesday, 19th of December 2012, the winner will be revealed. Now, remember, Erica did not get through to Miss Universe, okay? She was Miss Arizona. Yeah?
Yes.
And I believe it was the 2011 to 2012, although the initial research I found said it was 2012, okay? So she missed out on this, and like I say, when you look it up, she's listed, I believe, as Miss Arizona 2012, okay? Most of the videos that keep cropping up on my feed of Erica back in the day are from that period anyway, right? So the winner will be revealed, and will it be any one of these African queens? And again, what we heard about Africa already in these mails. Do you remember the one we were looking at last week of the woman saying, I'll just bring you back a couple of African babies, how very Madonna? You remember that?
Like you do.
Right?
Yes.
Well, interesting that Jean-Luc Brunel would be having this conversation, or at least sending this to Epi, right? So, again, who's our favourite pair of buttons when we're going through Epstein files but Control F? So let me just Control F this baby and have a look for Simmons.
Another fun fact, Jean-Luc Brunel, as you may well know, suffered the same fate allegedly as Epstein in his cell.
What a surprise.
Cause of death well hung in his cell.
Well, look, again, this is one of the things that our good friend Jimmy Dore over there on Jimmy Dore Show was pointing out. And I love the fact that these guys are all reporting the stuff after we've done it. Thank you for waiting until we've told everyone before you all go tell people. Same with Aspen Goldmay. Look, you're doing a great job with the jerky and everything, but we got there weeks ago, bro. We were well into that long time ago. We tried to tell y'all didn't listen. Here we are, right? So I've looked up Russell Simmons, right? Okay, look. Like I say, this is the first email from Brunel to Effie, right?
Yeah.
And it's about Miss Universe 2012. Will any of these African queens win? Sheila Molelekwa. Sheila Molelekwa from Botswana. Yeah? Hometown of Gaborone. 19 years old, right? Sheila was raised in a small village by her grandmother. Eventually, she moved in with her mother in Gaborone. She likes to spend her free time reading, swimming, drawing, and singing. She is most passionate about helping others around her and is always looking to participate in ways through which she can benefit those in need. Currently, Sheila is studying accounting at Botho College in the capital of Botswana. With this degree, listen to this, Sheila hopes to become an auditor at a national bank. Right? Okay, interesting. So your route to that is a grant, or what do they call it? A scholarship from this Miss USA or Miss Universe contest. Okay, yeah. In her own words, all of my life I want to be able to give back to the community in every way possible. Okay, so that's the thing. Fun facts. Number one, if Sheila could meet any celebrity, it would be Russell Simmons. What? Why?
Not, yeah.
What, is he big in Botswana?
Clearly.
How the hell does she even know who Russell Simmons is?
Yeah, exactly. That's a stretch for most people that aren't in the industry.
Look, it's interesting because I was talking to Sonia Poulton. Sonia Poulton the other day, yeah? You might remember her from This Morning, right? She lives near where we used to live. And we were talking on her show and mentioning Russell Simmons, and she was saying, that's interesting, that, because I know him well. I went to his house, he really helped me out and stuff. So I'm going to have to look into that. And I'm like, yeah, I think you do need to look into that, Sonia, because there's some interesting stuff that I've to come. But like I say, that seems really odd, right?
It does.
Basically what we have here is a brochure sent by Brunel to Epstein of African beauties, and if I can get hold of the scroll wheel, can I get down to the bottom here? I believe there's a little bit at the bottom here. Alright, so look, you've got all of the comments coming here from people from Facebook, but credit Miss Universe, be sociable and share. Okay, so those are the comments from Facebook. Is there one at the bottom here? Okay, no, maybe not. But I think somewhere I read, it was either in this mail or maybe the one just before, there's a response to this basically saying which one's your favourite. Which one do you have eyes on here? So, like, that's suspicious straight away, Jean-Luc Brunel, right? They're talking to Miss Universe, because the other thing is, right, like, let me just highlight to people who owned Miss Universe. Anyone have any ideas? Who might have owned Miss Universe?
No, I know who's involved in the not the same guy that's involved in Miss World, is it Morley?
Okay, so let's just have a quick control F on Miss Universe and put in Trump. Oh, in 1996, Donald Trump bought the pageant from ITT.
He was well into his pageants, wasn't it? That was the thing. Speaking of pageants, on a related thing that popped up on a feed earlier, I think we mentioned John Benet Ramsey a few months ago.
You're getting ahead of us. We'll come back to that.
Okay.
Because, like, that's the thing. You're already there, right? We're talking about Miss Universe here, right? Run by Donald Trump between 96, and 2015. Okay. So what comes before Miss Universe? Miss USA.
Yes.
Yeah. Who owned that? Donald Trump. 1996 to 2015. Yeah. What comes under that? Well, whichever Miss State, right?
Yeah.
So, Miss Arizona. Yeah?
Yeah.
Is that Miss Arizona USA? Again, we got to be careful with this because there are different ones. Oh, and who's that right there? Miss Arizona USA? Who's that?
Oh, of course.
Erica Transfer. As known now.
Known as Erica Kirk.
Okay. People are starting to see a bit of a link here. Through Miss USA pageants to Miss Universe pageants to this conversation between Jean-Luc Brunel and Jeffrey Epstein, right? Okay, so already I'm intrigued here. Okay, what else have we got? So I went on to the next email, and actually what I did here, was I was like, you know what, maybe I should broaden this out a little bit, right? So what I found here is interesting. This is still under the Russell Simmons search, right?
Yeah.
And we get this copy pasta here that I mentioned. This is one of the cases I'm talking about, and I think, do I have the other one here? I think I have the other one here. Okay. Hopefully we can compare. Yeah, okay, right. So what you're looking at there, first of all, was a copy pasta. This is the original email. See?
Oh, okay.
Right?
Yeah.
Now if I zoom in a little bit, hopefully. Right. So this is from some Stephanie to Peggy Segal. Okay? Now, people may know Peggy Segal, and a lot of people think Peggy Segal is a complete lunatic. Okay? But Peggy Segal's a reporter, yeah? And she is all over, well, actually she's a socialite as well, I'd say, but like she's all over celebrity, and there's some interesting stuff with her, right? But again, in this thread I'm reading through, and we've got like this email attached to it, yeah? Or this story attached to this email even, right?
Yeah.
And in it seems to be originally starting about Omar Gaddafi hunkering down in Tripoli, giving press interviews, denying that rebels are taking over eastern Libya. Not sure what that has anything to do with anything. But then it goes on to talk about the Academy Awards and 10 films. And I think this is the King's Speech, the year the King's Speech won, right?
Yeah.
And in here we've got mentioned Woody Allen and George Lucas. Now this is the interesting thing. It seems almost like it's like a diary of hers, where she's saying Woody Allen and George Lucas tell me they're no longer members of the Academy because pitting artists against each other to determine the quality of their work is insane. They are right. Okay, so yeah, we go down here. We've got she meets 32-year-old director Tom Hooper. Yeah. Then we've got 2 weeks at the Toronto Film Festival, Harvey Weinstein standing with filmmakers.
Crikey.
All of the lovely people are here. You've got David
so
Fincher.
who's who, isn't it, pretty much?
Yeah,
Tom Hanks mentioned up there just now as well.
Yeah, and again, this is all just celebrities, and Russell Simmons is mentioned in here somewhere, and I'll control F him in a minute because, here we go. We've got some redactions here, right? Now here we have mention of Arianna Huffington selling the Huffington Post to AOL for $315 million, right? And she's euphoric as she greets Nicole Kidman and Keith Urban at the door. And also, right, other drenched power players ushered in under umbrellas include Disney's Bob Iger and wife Willow Bay, Fox's Jim Giannopoulos, Candice Bergen and journalist daughter Chloe Maller, Google's Eric Schmidt, Oliver Stone avoiding questions about Charlie Sheen. So this has obviously got to be around the time Charlie Sheen was doing his whole I have the blood of Adonis stuff. Yeah, Moby, Tracy Ullman, Julie Chen, Rob Reiner, who is no longer with us. Yeah. Paramount's Brad Gray. These are all people who are very relevant right now. Yeah, Jeff Bezos. Yeah. And under here, right, we go down here, and suddenly all of this is blocked out. I was like, well, who might those be? And of course, I went to the next email, and it's not the email, it's this, right? And this is serving as an example of what I'm saying here, right? If I go down and find, where's that Arianna Huffington? Arianna's just sold the Huffington Post, right? So if I zoom in a bit here, and if I scroll down, here's that paragraph. Ryan Lord and Bruce Bozzi receive Friends of the Door All Night, yeah?
Yeah.
Ryan Lord and Bruce Bozzi receive Friends of the Door All Night, yeah? There's that redacted paragraph right there.
Yeah.
Yeah? What's going on? Oh wait, hold on. Let you see that. There we go. See that?
Yeah.
Okay, that's just switched for you now, right? You see, also seen floating around R.
Yeah.
It's just under another happy day, which is inspired by his family. And if I go back to that other one quickly, another happy day, which is inspired by his family, right? So we can agree this is definitely the same text, right?
Indeed, the end of the redaction even has a Y at the end of it, the same as this one.
Well, here's the redaction. And why? Why is this redacted?
Redacted every.
Also seen floating around are Taylor Swift and Jake Gyllenhaal, but not together, Sean Penn, Tom Cruise, Katie Holmes, Anderson Cooper, Hilary Swank, Kelly Reaper, Carrie Fisher, Bruce Weber, Sean Coombs, Paul Haggis. Now, can we see why this has been retracted now?
Yeah.
Demi Moore, Ashton Kutcher, which again, that's an odd relationship, is it not? Just saying.
Isn't it?
Yeah. Leo DiCaprio and Barbara Felly. Hold on a second, isn't that the couple that Ricky Gervais called out, for his 16-year-old wife or whatever, yeah?
Crikey, yeah.
Richard Lovett and Hilda Queeley, yeah? But again, there is still one name here. Gavin Bigelow and Mark Bowl, one name missing. Interesting.
Yeah.
So like I say, you got Puffy in there, you got Tom Cruise and Nicole Kidman, both of which were obviously in Eyes Wide Shut, yeah? Which, as people are fast realising, is more a documentary than a fantasy, right?
Yes.
So, I'll keep going down the little Russell Simmons hole here, because obviously as Peggy Segal, has come up in the search here, yeah? And here we have, interestingly, so we ascertained that Leslie Groff was Epstein's assistant, right?
Yeah.
So when you see Groff up here, that's going to be his assistant forwarding things to him, yeah? And we've got something from Margot Rogers here, yeah? That's been forwarded on. List of people Peggy invited to, wait for it, William Astor's dinner. Any idea who the Astors were?
No. Name does ring a bell, but go on.
Okay, hold on.
Whilst you're doing that, I've just had a quick look onto the Normal Heart film, and the names it could have been include Mark Ruffalo, Taylor Kitsch, Jim Parsons, Alfred Molina, Joe Mantello, Jonathan Groff, and Julia Roberts. Any one of them.
So let me just share this tab with you. Remember what I said about dynasties?
Yes.
And generational planning? Again, ladies and gentlemen, if you want to do some research into the sinking of the Titanic, you would find that there were a group of a family on board, a group of people, or family on board, who at the time were one of the wealthiest banking families in Europe, if not the world.
They couldn't possibly have drowned, could they? Couldn't possibly be allowed to get in the boats with the commoners either.
Well, they were rushing over to stop what? What were they rushing over to America to
people
stop?
Getting onto I can't remember now.
The founding of the Federal Reserve banking system. Again, ladies and gentlemen, I submit to you, if you want to actually do some research surrounding the Titanic, you are once again seeing the same playbook. Okay? Now, for people that don't know, John Jacob Astor was the richest passenger aboard the Titanic, travelling in first class with his pregnant wife, Madeline Astor. Prominent American business magnate, he helped his wife into a lifeboat before perishing in the sinking ship. His body was later recovered. So, like I say, they were actually on their way to stop the foundation of the Federal Reserve banking system as we know it today. Okay? Why is this relevant? Well, I'll take you back to this last email that I've just opened here. Who's Peggy Segal doing a dinner for?
The Astors.
The Astor dinner. And I also want to have a quick sidebar for a second here, right? We didn't watch it but last week, but out there's the video, we talked about it, of Steve Bannon interviewing Epstein, right? And asking why all these people needed Epstein near him. And he was saying that it's because he understood fractional reserve banking. Yes. Most politicians and world leaders don't have a clue. And I'm like, bro, if understanding fractional reserve banking is all it takes, why the hell am I not earning that sort of billion? You know what I mean?
That's it.
I get it. I've always understood it that, if you give a bank a dollar, they can then go and lend out $8 more based on the fact that they have your dollar, even though they have nothing to back that up. That's the fundamental way all fiat currency works. Yeah,
that's
and
it.
the fact that, look, Henry Ford said it himself, if the members of the public, the general public, knew how banking worked, there would be revolution by the morning. Okay, and this was exactly the same opinion of the Astors, who were attempting to stop the setup of the Federal Reserve banking system in the first place. Okay, and who were the opposing banking family most benefiting from this, or the two families most benefiting from it? Well, wouldn't you know it, it's those shields of red and those fellas of rocking, the old Rocky fellas.
Yeah.
So, like I say, you have here the list of people Miss Peggy has invited to the Astors dinner. Okay, and there's loads of people on here as well. You know, and you got Tabitha Simmons and there you go, Russell Simmons. Yeah, and look what he's listed under. Music, New York 100, 600, 500, which I presume is that the stock exchange listing or something,
or some sort of
value or something.
Yeah, I'd have thought so.
LI and then kids. Oh no! Business fashion designer. Yeah.
It doesn't. Yeah.
Yeah. So he was there along with Peggy Segal, and again confirming that this is Peggy Segal we're talking about here. Yeah, we've got Peggy and Bill in there, and Matty Segal. Yeah, And I mean, dude, I was going for this. This is 39 pages. Mr. and Mrs. Bruce Springsteen.
Like you do.
Yeah, Patty Scialfa. I don't know if that's their real names or what. Oh, look. Oh, I missed that one. Look who's right above them. Mr. and Mrs. Steven Spielberg. Right. Again, look, dude, look at the listing next to them. LI/kids/ACD/die/teen.
There's a lot of them. You go down, Bruce Springsteen's under kids.
You know what, Power 100?
A lot of them
look, honestly, Power 100, that has to be like their listing in like the Times Power 100 and stuff like that, right?
Yeah, totally. Yeah.
George Stephanopoulos, yeah?
Yeah.
Martha Stewart, Jon Stewart, Gigi Stone, Jay Sugarman. The dude like Tish, yeah? Jonathan Tish, James Tish.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Miss Trump.
Donald Trump. Melania Knauss. Which is that not Melania Trump's thingy name?
Must have been.
Okay, so these people, dude, these guys are all in a dinner together with what was like the richest banking family in the damn world. Yeah, and this is forwarded again to Epstein's email. Like, is he in here as well? Actually, I forgot to even look at whether he was in here, like as a guest. He's mentioned 3 times. There you go, Mr. Jeffrey Esman. Bach.
There you go.
What? Bach?
German. No kids involved, though. Yeah,
no kids involved there. No, absolutely. I think he expressly said do not put that on there, right? But,
don't mention the kids. Yeah.
Jess Staley. Again, we covered Jess Staley.
Some names on there. Yeah. Some names on there.
So yeah, I mean, this thread is like, it's just a tiny thread I'm pulling, but look how much is coming out. So I jump into the next email that came up, and if I can share that. Right, so this one is about grants, right? And this was something that we saw last week, and we asked, who the hell are Verse Video Education, remember?
Yeah.
This is who the hell Verse Video Education are. Russell Simmons is involved in an educational video company. Production company, specialising in, particularly like, the sort of black segment. Let's be, clear about that. I'm not being racist. I'm just saying what it is, right?
Teaching lyrics, probably.
Yeah. Well, this is the thing. At least like Russell Simmons can probably spell learning. Right?
It's very true.
But yeah, like this email is basically talking about like how grants aren't always given out, and like it's not because it's a bad idea, it's just because there's a limited one. Okay, limited funds. Sorry. But here we have, dear Jeffrey, please see note at bottom, and this is from Lisa New at presumably Poetry in America or Verse Video Education, one or the other, and it's giving an update to everything they've been doing, right? And they got a co-produced television series, Poetry in America, which I believe, again, Russell Simmons actually, I think he may have featured on it or commentated it, narrated it or something. He was certainly involved with it, I believe. And they're converting 6 Harvard X MOOC modules into 4-credit courses. So we're back to Harvard again, yeah? Because repeatedly his tendrils are deep in Harvard, right?
Yeah.
Always have been. Poetry in America for teachers, the city from Whitman to hip hop. Is that like Walt Whitman to hip hop?
Could well be.
So, growing fast in 2016, we more firmly established First Video Education as a nimble and stable producer of humanities-based content. Humanities-based content. What has this brother got an interest in any humanities? When does that come in?
Yeah.
So, anyway, like, it's giving this update to it, right? And you roll all the way down the bottom, and here's the bits of interesting. Jeffrey, just a quick note to thank you again for all the help you've given me. The generous contribution you made last year to First Video Education is now in use. Once he helps us plough through the work this year, we'll begin to look forward to crafting educational content on the literature of art, sport and play. These materials now including footage from recent shoots with Shaquille O'Neal, Yo-Yo Ma, Cynthia Nixon, and Sonia did a video last week on Bono. Yeah, Bono from U2. And like I say, Sonia Poulton, go check out her video on him last week. Fantastic.
Yeah.
But of course, you've also been a key preceptor as I've learned how, squirming all the way, the sausage really gets made in public television. Dude, use a different euphemism, right? Because that is not like... It's not what you think it is. They mean, showing you how the sausage gets made, right, behind the scenes.
Yes.
What the hell does Epstein know about public television?
Oh dear.
I can't say I've been entirely successful in taming costs there, but I've been far better armed, and more mindful of what they should be after a stern tutorial you administered.
Ooh.
What the hell's that about? Here's another bit, right? So, Templeton might be ready to evaluate another application, blah, blah, blah. Need a meeting with the famous Barnaby. I'm still trying to work out exactly who Barnaby is. Would he meet with me? Is he kosher?
Kosher?
There it is again, right?
Not after them sausages, yeah?
Now, here we have, I hope that Deborah is well. Who's Deborah? Because look at this last line. And heard there's another little Jeff in the Caribbean.
Yes. What? Well, there's that rumour that's been going about for a fair while, that one, isn't it?
Well, is she talking about one of his kids? Or is she talking about another operator?
Who's taken over, as we mentioned last week.
Well, yeah.
This hasn't stopped. This won't have stopped, so maybe
Look, this is Hal M.
Successor
Cabot,
being
Professor
groomed.
of American Literature at Harvard University. Yeah? So he's on the inside with that.
Yeah.
And like I say, Russell Simmons is obviously on the board of that. He's involved with that. So we keep going. Because the next one that pops up is this one. Now if people go check out Simmons' wiki page, right, they'll find out that he had to step down from his position on many things because of allegations, right? And here we have forwarding of the USA versus Jeffrey Epstein Esquire and related matters, right? And this, I believe, is a affidavit, or is this a report? It's either an affidavit or a police report, okay? And obviously he has been forwarded this, right? And okay, so here's the here we go, right? Here we go at the top here, right? So here's the forwarded message, right? It's from Acacia Austin, whoever that is, right? And they're saying that they're using covert methods such as connections to the victim's community and what some would classify as clean entities. Okay, so they're talking about something, remote neural monitoring systems. I mean, already this is like kind of crazy, They're watching the prosecutors upon very large screens similar to the movie called Mannix, and then sabotage the evidence and try to limit all of those who were prosecuted. What the hell? Like, this seems like a stream of consciousness, and again, this is one of those things. Yeah. Like, what I gathered from this is this person's trying to relay that someone out there is monitoring loads of stuff, like using Facebook, artificial intelligence, etc. Okay, but then they come down to this bit, and it's again Akeisha Austin saying they have evidence that may support the case connected to the Epstein and all related matters connected to the dirty group of people. With my former boss being Delbert Richardson Price, yeah, the biological aunt of Russell Simmons of Death Comedy Jam. So people know who she is, right? Just check out Deborah Richardson Price, right? Delbert Richardson Price is a prominent real estate relocation specialist and the wife of Los Angeles City Council member Curran Price. Yeah? Okay. She's currently at the centre of a high-profile public corruption case involving her husband, which led to a judge ordering him to stand trial in January 2026. Yeah?
Murky.
She's the founder and sole owner of Del Richardson and Associates. She served as a board member for the California Cultural and Historical Endowment, and her background includes work as a police officer in North Las Vegas. And a social worker focused on housing displacement before entering real estate. What? Those sound like positions that could be super useful for someone.
Absolutely.
Like, I don't know, Epstein, right?
Quite possibly.
In Los Angeles, yeah? And again, remember, this is why I'm pulling on this thread, what I've been telling people about the relationship between Universal Music Group and the prison service in America, the LA riots, Darrell F. Gates, Obama, his lackeys flooding the border or flooding over the border with weapons for MS-13, all the way up to Kash Patel busting the gangs, the mafia and all that. This is the breadcrumbs. This right here. All of these breadcrumbs right here. They're all starting to lead back to this now, yeah? Yeah? Council member Curran Price. You want to be having a look into him further, and I'm pretty sure I will. But if my mouse will behave itself, I'll try and take us back to this affidavit so we can see what the actual relevance here is, right? So obviously, yeah. His connection to some such as Michael M.J. Gottlieb of Hustle Branding, aka Surge Branding Partners, 33 Voices. That's an interesting. There's that number again, isn't right? It? Located in San Diego. Soul Cycle in New York, Serum Radio in New York, and Shark Tank. Yeah. So here they're saying what they did, right? This is quite funny. They selected mostly, so they attended an event. They were invited to a VIP event that they later discovered as being a private book signing of Damon Power Broke's book, vis-a-vis a scavenger hunt. They selected mostly everyone from their personal Facebook page and requested their URLs and built an algorithm from this, linking it to a racketeering system for money and encoded your paid cell phone and laptops and cable TV systems with the same algorithm to spy and learn of your innovations, inventions, and then order magazines in your name using their personal credit cards and unlimited ads on YouTube and Pandora Radio to hide their crimes. Okay? And dude, this goes on. Like, they're basically trying to use an algorithm to turn people into their personal fish tanks, is the quote here.
Yeah.
Now, on its own, I was kind of like, yeah, this is a bit crazy, obviously, with their first bit talking about Manx and all that. But then when you start looking at other files, like what happened with the Kardashians, where the allegations against the Kardashians appear to be very similar to this.
They do.
Yeah? And, I mean, God, this guy goes on and starts, like, banging on about free people and Illuminati and the mob rule and all that.
Yeah.
Again, these are breadcrumbs along the way. Yeah.
Oh yes.
And yeah, like I felt that this was relevant to bear in mind in relation to what's just come out with the Kardashians. Now again, if my damn mouse would actually stop being an idiot. Let's do that over there. Okay, so I've got the next file. Here we go. Right, so this next one is an affidavit. Here we go. I'll just pop that one in there and share this. Okay, so this is an example right here of what I'm talking about. You know, like what we were saying about the redactions.
Yeah.
So, can you tell who that might be? I don't know. Let me see. Can I zoom?
That's not well redacted, is it? That is not well redacted.
What's that? Howard P. Poble or R. Roble or something?
Roble, yeah.
Yeah, that ain't a great look. Like, people out there are reconstructing, like, in bloody paint, man. They're reconstructing with that. Whoops. A bit too far there. There we go. Right, so, let's zoom out a little bit so we can see that, right? So, this is duly sworn deposition stating, and this is a detective in the Broward Sheriff's Office. So, again, they haven't done a good job of redacting this poor bugger, right?
No.
And, like, given the allegations in this, and this is where it really started fitting in with why Russell Simmons had to step down, right? So if I control F on this, we can jump through, and this is an affidavit, right? So let's have a little look. Right. So I'm doing this so, again, if you people, you can see the reference number here. This is EFTA 00212665, okay? If people want to go read this themselves, right? Now this was talking about adverts, right, that they had found.
Yeah.
For miners. Okay.
Right. We're not talking ones that dig out coal from the ground either, are we?
No. And again, look at the redaction here.
Terrible redaction.
Right?
They've crossed through some, but the ones that have actually properly redacted are the same names anyway.
Right, so this is a sting operation, okay, that it appears Broward Sheriff's Office took part in, okay? And in this sting operation, they were finding on Backpage.com classified ads that seemed to be advertising miners, okay? And they contacted them, and they got back to them saying that they would be able to get one of these people for $200 for an hour, okay? And a dark-coloured Chrysler 300 bearing a Florida tag arrived in front of the apartment, and the Florida tag may be significant. Again, when we talked about Florida before, didn't we, with Erica Kirk?
Yeah.
You remember I showed that video and picture of a woman who looked exactly like Erica Kirk from way back, and her husband was the Florida governor, senator.
Yes.
And the links with the police there. And also his links with Walt Disney and Disney World, and the whole granting of the license for Reedy Creek, People go back to our old episodes and review this. We covered all of this, right? So the Florida tags could be significant here, okay? Given that we're talking about Palm Beach as well, Did this happen in Florida? I'm guessing, like, someone can tell us that. Anyway, this undercover guy gets picked up, right? And he does the sting, okay? As you can see on the screen here, like dark colours. Chrysler had delivered miner number 1 to the location and pulled away from the area. And, basically, they arrested her because of obviously soliciting, right? And she volunteered information and bragged about her activities, right? And here's an interesting thing. When they searched her, they found a Florida driver's license issued to Maritza Isabella Rodriguez. And a Bank of America check card in the same name. And she said that they belonged to her friend Maritza, right? Now, if people want to do a quick search on that name, I'm not going to do it right here because I did a bit of research and I can't quite confirm right now, but I believe this could potentially be an active actress/TV personality from South America, okay? In my research, that's the name sort of coming up. But again, I can't find anything else to link that person, so please don't go crazy on that. Just see if there is a link, or whatever. But it seems odd that this person, because she has links through her career that actually link back to other people in the Epstein files. So there's potential it is actually this person, right? She's saying that this person was a friend that she had just met, right? And so you go through all the usual stuff here, and there's some inappropriate, language going on there, She says that she doesn't do it for free, she gets paid for providing the services, right? Now, the driver of the vehicle here was identified as a male named Johnny Saint-Hill. Yeah? Now, if I grab that, I'm pretty sure I did a search for this guy, but I'll just double check again, because I think this guy, wasn't he kind of... Oh, look at that. Yeah. He's an offender under the flood.
Oh,
yeah. Again, this is why you got to start doing some cross-referencing people, right? Also known as J1, is a registered offender based in Florida, charged in 2010 for his role in, look at that, an S-trafficking organisation called Please Talk Paper, PTP. Yeah. It does mention minors there, out of Broward County. Yeah, so obviously the Florida plates were relevant because this was in Florida. Obviously, I wasn't aware that Broward is in Florida, yeah? His lawyer argued for dismissal based on selective prosecution. Yeah. He said that this was a poor man of Haitian descent. Oh, wait. Haitian? What, you mean as in the same Haiti that Hillary Clinton was all over like a rash?
Yes,
Do you remember that campaign? With the Clinton
indeed.
Foundation? Do you know who else was involved in that campaign?
God, I try to think.
Oh, well, the DJ and founding member of Lincoln Park.
So suddenly we know all about him,
isn't it?
Yeah, we've never heard of him until this evening. I hadn't, and now suddenly he's everywhere.
Saint-Hill pleaded guilty to conspiracy, right? He's a Fort Lauderdale native of Haitian descent. Yeah. So, I want people to be aware of that as we carry on with this particular thing. I think I may have just accidentally dropped your... Hold on. Can you still see that?
I'm still here. I can't see that, but you've dropped something on there. I can still hear you.
Back for you. There we go. Can you see it again?
Splendid. We're back.
Right, okay, so we've already got Johnny Saint-Hill in here, yeah? Right, is that still showing, yeah? You still got it?
Yeah, got that.
Okay, so it just made that big loop sound. Right, okay. So for the folks at home to be able to see as well. So right away, immediately I was like, I know that name. Okay, I know the Saint-Hill guy got done for something. Let's double check this. So yeah, sure enough, this guy verifiably is a bad boy. Yeah, he ain't a good boy. So we've got a bunch of phone numbers. We're going down. Right. What we have here is vehicles located in plain view, a sheet of paper with 6 handwritten phone numbers. One of the numbers listed on the sheet was being... And look, they haven't even redacted the fucking number! Bro, what the fuck? I'm sorry, but dude, really?
Yeah.
I bet you there's a whole bunch of people I'm phoning up the number right now, man.
Yeah,
come on! Okay, right, it's being used to advertise the services of a young female on Backpage.com, right? The ad states, Miss Passion, the perfect naughty girl for you. And again, this fits the type of language we're seeing a lot in the emails to Epstein, right? Yeah. Also located in plain view were Western Union receipts for payments made to Metro PCS. And I'm going to presume that's parking tickets, PCS? Parking service.
Yeah.
Western Union receipt indicated a payment was made to Metro PCS in the amount of $63.85 for this phone number. Here, have that. That's no problem, right? The sender's name was listed as Maritza Rodriguez. And again, when I type that name in, I get a certain person, and I don't know whether there's any link there. I'm not saying there is, but
not sure.
The phone number matches the number listed on the escort ad displayed on Backpage.com. Western Union receipt indicated a payment was made from PCS, Metro PCS, in the amount of $73.44 for phone number. Obviously, I have that one. The sender's name was listed. Sorry for taking so long to get here, but context: Russell Simmons. Yeah. And it goes on to say that he's worried. This affidavit is saying that this detective is worried that the electronic data contained on cellular phones can be remotely deleted by sending a poison pill. Yeah? And it goes on to say in here further down that they overheard, right? But for one thing, they listened into one of his conversations, right? And they also checked that he had received something like 16 calls and found like conversation on the selected calls, including talking to a subject he identified as Raz, saying that he was arrested by the raiders after he dropped off a girl at his call. He identified himself as J1, so again, we can definitely pin this guy as being the same character here, right? There's no doubt about it. Female identified as Ritz, if she knew where Star was, right? And they must have grabbed her after they saw me drop her off. He asked Ritz if everything was okay. Ritz says it's okay, we're getting calls. He's speaking to an unknown male later and tells the subject that something is fishy. They might have grabbed her and they watched the whole set. They watched the whole set of what?
Yeah.
Right. The unknown male subject asked Santil if he thinks they know that we are married up. Santil replied, no, not that deep. He's concerned as to why police took his phone, yeah? And it carries on like this, right? So that was one of two mentions. What's the second one? Here we go. Right. Santil is speaking to an unknown male subject. He's identified as Ritz. The unknown male tells Santil that Star is locked up. Santil tells Ritz to delete the contact information from his phone off the Metro PCS website. Santil tells Ritz to transfer all the information to another phone. Santil tells the subject the phone is listed under the name of Russell Simmons. Okay? And I will remind people, this is an affidavit about details of a crime committed by J1 Santil. Okay?
Yeah.
I'll make that very clear that is what we are looking at here. He is saying himself here that the subject, the phone is listed under the name of Russell Simmons. Okay? Yeah. So that's pretty damning. It certainly suggests quite a level of involvement, does it not?
Yeah.
Okay? And I mean, this is a guy, again, don't forget, that basically created hip-hop that we know today.
Yes.
Look at Nicki Minaj. And she's out there on TPUSA stage. When Charlie Kirk himself said she is not an example for young women by any stretch of the imagination, right? No. And she's out there telling everyone that she's now a Christian. She's out there saying this is all demonic, this is how the industry works. No shit, Sherlock. We've been telling you this is how it works, and you ain't convincing me that you suddenly turned coat at the last minute. Yeah,
exactly.
She's seen the writing on the wall, and she's now desperately trying to flounder her way out of this shit by saying that, I'm just a victim in it. So you benefited from it a lot. Okay, there are people involved here who have benefited it nil. The victims of Epstein have benefited nil.
Yes.
You are sat there, Miss Nicki Minaj, on a mountain of money.
Yeah.
Having got there by promoting and continuing the themes of this sort of stuff. So this one, if I just move on to this one quickly, in our investigation of Russell Simmons, I'm trying to remember exactly why this one is here. This is from Gregory Brown. To an undisclosed person, right? Greg Brown's weekend reading. Okay, so this is one of the things you get, right? There's a lot of weekend readings. So he was, like we pointed out last week, he's getting a lot of digests from a lot of people, which is the excuse that Elon Musk's brother has said of why there's so many emails between him and Epstein.
Oh, yeah.
Because apparently Epstein was trying to get involved in his restaurant or something.
Oh, right. Do they do pizza there?
Well, you might do jerky. I think it was actually jerky that was relative, I think, possibly. But again, that's something that Zach Outrangold's gone into. He went into some detail on that. I didn't want to touch that because, again, we're trying to avoid what everyone else is going on. But again, this was sent to Russell Simmons, and this is an article by Russell Simmons, right? Interestingly, hold on a second, there's another reference here. Yeah, here we go. Right, so, never once have I imagined either of my daughters ever going to prison. Why do you think that might be?
Yeah.
I mean, as far as I know, he's not in prison right now, right?
No.
And from reading these emails, he may want to be questioned. Yeah.
Yes.
They've got 2 daughters, Aoki and Ming. Yeah. And I bloody worry. I really worry. But this is just an article again sent to him that is talking about how different his kid's life is because he's in the position he's in. He's basically talking about black privilege, basically.
Yeah.
And how the state has built 22 state prisons while only one new University of California school. I find it deplorable that our priorities are focused on expanding our prison system rather than expanding the mind of a child. Bro, are you insane?
Yeah.
Are you insane, bro? You have furthered this through hip-hop. Again, we come back to what I say about Candace Owens and Blexit. Yeah? Get your mind out of the hip-hop mindset. Modern hip-hop is like the guy that played Tuvok in Star Trek Voyager was asked, Tim Ross was asked his opinion of hip-hop because he doesn't listen to it, and he said hip-hop is responsible for the downfall of Western civilization. Yeah? And he's bloody serious about that. He's not actually joking. He gets really pissed off about it, yeah? And I agree with him, yeah? Because I lived through that era and I've worked with a lot of people, yeah? And here we have this prick here who has made music that has encouraged young black men to go out there and pimp and hoe and whoop whoop the hoe train, yeah?
Yeah.
And now he's sat here saying, I can't believe we built all these prisons, you know? And all the while, he's getting mentioned in damn affidavits about people who've been using Backpage.com to, do horrible stuff. Yeah? So let's just jump into this next one quickly here. And you will have heard about this guy this week, right? Deepak Chopra.
Yes.
What was it he said? God is a construct, cute girls are real.
That's it.
I'm going to get that. I'm going to get that printed on one of those old Deepak Chopra in inspirational boards, with him sat there, in a Buddhist position with, blossom floating in the air on a big, landscape, just with, God is a contract, cute girls are real, So here we have Deepak Chopra, right? Perfect, we can hang out. I'll be in New York City after I have an event with Russell Simmons on June the 11th. Okay?
Yeah.
Again, we're seeing some patterns here. We're seeing some definite links between these people where they are all spending an awful lot of time together, right? And of course, I'm going through, and the next one that pops up is even more hilarious. Because who should pop up here but this is to Jeffrey from Blank. 2013, 23rd of July, saying, seriously, ? And presumably this is in response to what Jeffrey sent him, which is this. Brock Pierce. Do you remember Brock Pierce?
No, go on.
He was in Mighty Ducks.
Right.
Okay, and here he is having a conversation asking, are you in the States? I'm off to Japan next week, and then New York City, July 29th, leaving the 30th. Blah blah blah, miss you. Yeah, unless you want to come to LA. Apparently you're engaged, do not fly in early on my behalf, not engaged anymore. Large words from a less than credible source, not engaged anymore. Large words from a less than credible. Okay, I'm not engaged, please let me know if you're in New York City this weekend. If so, I'll come in early as I only need to be there Monday night and Tuesday morning. If you're in town, I'd like you to accompany me to Russell Simmons' event in the Hamptons with me on the 27th. Okay. And this brings a very slight sidebar for a second, right? Brock Pierce, for people that don't know, he was a child actor.
Yes.
What do we know about child actors, for one thing?
Well, this is we're not going to go down the Macaulay Culkin route,
or what's his name?
Love the other ones.
Corey Feldman.
Love the other ones.
Right.
Yeah, Corey Feldman and Yeah, can't think of the guy's name.
Mouse is doing that thing again. Come here, Mouse. Come on. We'll get it. Right, here we go. Brock Jeffrey Pierce. Right, American entrepreneur in the cryptocurrency industry.
Interesting.
Yeah? Now, again, I was following this guy for a long time because way back when we first started streaming in the early 2000s, right, there were still people trying to like scrabble around and set up like networks like we have today, IPTV networks. And he was one of them, right? And he had these online platforms, and one of them was a gaming platform called Digital Entertainment Network. Okay. Now, this dude, the background on this was not cool. Okay. It was founded by Mark Collins Rector and his partner Chad Shackley, right? And this guy, this Brock Pierce, was involved with it, right? And it became indicative of excess in the era of the dot-com bubble, with high pay for executives while not generating any revenues. A young man from New Jersey, identified only as Jake W., filed a lawsuit alleging that Collins Rector had molested him for 3 years, beginning in 1993. Okay? Leading to the resignation of Collins, Rector, Shackley, and Pierce. Yeah?
Oh dear.
A second DEN employee and an unnamed third plaintiff, and Alex Burton filed suit against Colin Rectors, and Pierce, alleging R-word, graping, assault, and death threats. Yeah? The three were reportedly, it was settled confidentially, but the three were reportedly awarded $2,030,000.
Not that confidential.
Judgment, and $1 million in accrued interest. Yeah.
Wow.
It caused DEN to withdraw its IPO and shut down. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So that's just one of his Brock Pierce's involvements there that sounds kind of relative, right? But then you also have Internet Gaming Entertainment, IGE, right? And this is a company that trades in virtual currency for accounts for MMORPGs. Particularly World of Warcraft.
Oh no.
Dude made bare money on it. And it's funny because for my games development degree, when I did that, I did a module where I wrote a thesis called Anti-Social Gaming. It was warning about the social engineering that you could find behind World of Warcraft from my experience working on World of Warcraft before that game was released. Okay. And one of the big factors I did include in that was gold farming. And this guy, again another reason why I'd been following him and done my research on him, was making bare change, bro. Right? And this is under a game made by Blizzard Entertainment. And who did we find in the files last week but Bobby Kotick?
Yes.
Who owns Blizzard or was the CEO of Blizzard Activision until quite recently. I think he might, is he still there? I can't remember that. He may have stepped down because of harassment, like allegations or whatever, yeah? And interestingly enough, current games is still operating? What? Right? And there's games on here again, more games that I've worked on. You've obviously got World of Warcraft, right? But you've also got WildStar, which I'm like, bro, I worked on that as well. And like WildStar was famously partly developed by Timothy Kane. So again, like people I know, like people I've worked with, like, you know, tangentially linked by this, right? But again, this ties into like very similar realm to another company called Zip2. You ever heard of Zip2?
No.
Zip2 was founded by Elon Musk and Kimball Musk.
Crikey.
Yeah. And these guys were operating a system for cataloguing everything in your community, right? That newspapers eventually started using. Yeah. But I covered this on my gaming channel, Payne's Games, when I was talking about Elon Musk apparently cheating at, was it Diablo or something? Diablo 4 being the best Diablo player in the world, And I played that video of him back in the day showing off his internet companies, including Zip2, but also MMORPG serving companies, which again would tie in perfectly with this. Yeah, with DEN and with IGE.
Yeah.
Which again tying back to people like Brock Pierce within this same network. Yeah? It even says it here. He subsequently moved on to cryptocurrency and was the founder of Cryptocurrency Partners, which would later become Blockchain Capital. In this role, he assisted Jeffrey Epstein in becoming an early investor in Coinbase.
Oh dear.
And again, we mentioned last week that I'd done a little bit of research, but hadn't collected the files as I have here on Bitcoin. Yeah, and how Satoshi was actually Epstein and a whole bunch of people. Yeah. And like it tied into his advice to the Rothschilds that you remember we were saying how their banking systems were archaic, and the use of physical money was stupid, and we needed to get it over to digital. Here we are, people. Breadcrumbs leading straight back here again. And who would have thought that he would be linked again to Russell Simmons?
Yeah,
all the same people in the same bed, and again he's tied back to Mighty Ducks, a movie which has its own odd links, Emilio Estevez and all of that, yeah? It's absolutely crazy, and that's like one of your first links into World of Warcraft, yeah?
Yeah.
Immediately it's like, oh, there's another thing I know a lot about, but somehow tangentially it's linked in through the first thing I knew about, yeah? And obviously I broadened this out to Universal Music Group, because obviously they're the people involved here, right, with Def Jam and all that, yeah? And it would seem as though, according to this document here, Epstein either had shares in or was certainly interested in the market performance of Warner Music specifically, which makes a lot of sense, because who's trying to get hold of Warner Brothers right now? Harry Ellison's son, right? Same people again, yeah? Here we have Warner Music with their sales and streaming and their streaming shares, right? And Sony Music Group and Universal Music Group, right? And I mean, judging by the bottom half of this does look like, they're giving him advice on, whether, to watch the shares or not. So he clearly seemed to have some sort of interest. And obviously you've got Ed Sheeran, Bruno Mars, Lil Uzi Vert, Ed Sheeran. Ed Sheeran, again, we've seen him earlier, right? He was he not invited to... Oh, no, he was he was in the report that woman sent.
That was it.
She sent over, the crazy lady, right? So, it was Peggy Segal, right?
That's her.
So, I mean, in searching for Universal, we obviously have that as our first point. Is he obviously had some sort of interest in music, whether it was Warner or Universal. But then the next one that pops up is Mark Tremo, MD, PhD.
Right.
Dude, this one, and I think we may have to sort of kind of start wrapping up here with this, right? Because I've got more though. I do have more here, right? I might be able to just really quickly run through this UMG stuff, because I don't think we'll get onto the Warcraft stuff in detail. We'll save that for next week, right? Although people are already starting to track on it. But anyway, this guy's a psychologist, right? Hey JE, thanks for your note. I hope you're enjoying Europa with the appropriate dollop of wine, women, and of course song. Right?
Yeah.
And here he's talking to him about the take of psychology writers' desperation, right? And he wants to send him Nietzsche's The Birth of Tragedy. Okay.
Oh dear.
And so basically he's talking about he's got this still active contract with an ICM literary agent, right, across Chris Dahl over Brockman, to do a pop neuroscience book. Tentative title, The Music Instinct. Chris says that advance would be 100,000 or more. Yeah. Into the first ever combined university book lecture concert tour. Yeah. The opportunity arose in part from my new relationship with UMG Publishing, the head of its creative department, Tom Sturgis. Yeah. So this guy's in with Tom Sturgis at Universal, right? And he's joined the board of the Institute for Music and Brain Science. Yeah.
Crikey.
Saying that he auditioned this guy he met, what was his name? Tom
Sturgis.
Yeah, Tom Sturgis.
Tom
Sturgis, yep. Everyone, he's a Universal exec who auditions songwriters and sends the acceptable songs to Universal artists. Everyone from Britney Spears. Do I need to go further?
No.
Britney Spears straight away. Which again, people this week, Jimmy Dore and others have just started noticing, all the videos of Britney back in the day where they're saying she was sexualizing herself at 10 years old.
Yeah, totally.
And why
right? She's gone on the twist now.
Yeah, well, again, I've met Britney, okay? Legit, I've met her in Madame Jojo's. And she absolutely is every bit the classic MK Ultra monarch, like, prototype, or stereotype, archetype.
Yeah.
And here we are with this guy who's sent acceptable songs to Britney Spears, to Jennifer Lopez, who is also used to date P. Diddy, who's at the Diddy parties, and Celine Dion, who again was married to her producer, I believe, like very young. Like, he was dating her underage. Okay, well, I mean, it depends, because Canada, I think, had fruity laws, or France, or whatever back then.
Oh, yeah.
He's a mid-1950s baby who's simpatico with me and you on several levels. That worries me, yeah?
Doesn't it?
So apparently this guy's made an album called Apotheosis that made its way onto the internet, yeah?
Right.
And he's got himself an audition as a songwriter.
Oh.
A psychologist. And again, it's taking us back to Asher. You remember Jane Asher's dad that I mentioned worked at the hospital I was born in? Yeah?
Yes.
Full of Asher on the 45. The guy who allegedly wrote most of the Beatles music, or a lot of the Beatles music, because if you study closely enough, you find there is no physical way they could possibly have written that many tunes in that short space of time whilst they were on tour. Yeah.
So, and on copious amounts of drugs.
Yeah, and let alone all the other evidence of the Tavistock Institute that we covered in previous episodes, which you can go watch on YouTube. Yeah, and also Mark Devlin covers. But yeah, right, so this guy's like doing that, and here's his 2-year plan. Publish a pop neuroscience book on music. Pop neuroscience, right? Like saying, like, this is just garbage, right? Publish the first ever authoritative Oxford Press text on cognitive neuroscience of music. Finish data collection analysis on the partially funded Grammy Newborn project, wherever the hell that is.
Yeah.
And do the first ever combined book, lecture, concert tour of universities around the world. Yeah. So, you know, he's got to stop spending time seeing my 423rd, fourth patient with a stroke, MS or Alzheimer's. Nice to know that that's so important to this guy, right?
Yeah.
Do you have any time in the next week to caboose? Yeah? So, like, again, I'm going to try and summarise the rest of these emails, and you can go check them out for yourself, right? What he's talking about here is that, like, he's writing an article for a magazine, right? And like he wants to debate with Epstein over why it is that psychology writers are so, you know, full of desperation. Weird, right?
Totally.
Really weird. So, you know, you get onto like this next one here where he's asking, might you know one or more friends or clients who'd be interested in a named professorship at UCLA or Cedar Sinai, and someone with my CV background, like the Tommy Mottola Professor of Music and Neuroscience at UCLA. What?
Yes.
And below that, Jeffrey, thanks for taking the time to call me. I hope you don't think I was too presumptuous. I thought I should at least ask for your support before moving on buying that practice. Yeah?
Yeah.
And he's like down here saying, you know, I'm attaching my CV in the hope you might think I wouldn't be a superfluous investment / charity, like those referred to in our conversation.
Oh.
Right? So again, we're coming back to what I've been telling people about using music to control people. Yeah?
Yeah.
And to subvert people, like the horrible state of hip-hop today, where it's literally just a drum beat with 2 tones of a bass line and people mumbling garbage over the top. Yeah, like in a trance. Like there's a whole genre called mumble rap that does just that. You know? And you can see here, this guy's like on board with that. This guy is an example of that, right? And then we have this here, right, to Jeffrey, and like this is again through the same search threads, right? Universal Music Group and that, yeah? From Daniel Syed. And this is an introduction between Daniel Syed from Alex Masucci to Jeffrey Epstein, right?
Yeah.
We spoke about last week about my project True Blunt Masters. Please find attached 2 documents to Mr. Epstein's review. One sheet, my platform summary. Yeah, looking forward to meeting you both in person from Alex Masucci. Okay. Now, Alex Masucci, right, runs Hazmat Entertainment and True Blunt Masters, which was an erstwhile legalized marijuana company that he was trying to get leverage on, right? And if you do some investigation into hazmat and that, like the bands they represent or the artists they represent ain't exactly wholesome folks. You know what I mean? They ain't the sort of kids you want to be like, your kids listening to. And did I do this before? Check this out. Daniel Syed is a Swedish-French modelling scout who recently came to public attention following the release of declassified US Department of Justice document, right? Yeah. He's in there as a significant scout and recruiter of young women and girls for Epstein's network. Documents reveal he was a key associate who operated alongside model agent Jean-Luc Brunel.
Yes.
Who was sending emails to Epstein about Miss Universe, where one of the Botswana Miss Universe contestants wanted to meet Russell Simmons. Right? He was accused in France by former model Ebba Carlson, who says she was lured by Syed in 1990. Wow. So again, people, can we see how far back this goes? Yeah? 1990. He served as a diplomatic representative for the movement for the self-determination of Kabyle in the UAE, Saudi Arabia and Bahrain. Yeah? What's this dude doing introducing these guys, right? Thank you for allowing me to introduce myself. I've attached a short presentation about my company, Hazmat Entertainment, right? And basically he's just telling them, we have entertainment industry heavyweights like Universal Music Group and strong connections in the film industry, poised to join forces and deliver the first globally recognised brands, products and events related to legal marijuana under the True Blunt Masters moniker. Yeah, we're looking for money. We're looking for money.
Yeah.
As an entertainment professional, people can look this Alex Masucci up, right? Like, he's legit, he's been around for a long time with his brother. Yeah. And again, I know all this. I worked in music, right? As an entertainment professional with a career spanning 4 decades, I was one of the co-founders of the iconic Latin music company Fania Records, acquired in 2005 by Richard Branson's V2 company. Well, we know about that. And what else did he own? Island Records, right? Or Chris Blackwell's Island Records, I guess, at this time. I do believe Virgin published maybe Island Records even. But I've also held executive positions at Chris Blackwell's Island, Polygram. And you may remember the story I told you about when I got into the pink Rolls Royce at the Brit School. Remember? I went to that conference at the Brit School when I was a kid. This is when I was at college, man. I was, 17, I think. Yeah. I went to the Brit School for this conference/open day thing, and got stranded there, basically staying behind talking too much with people. And a guy in a wide Stetson hat and a pink Rolls Royce gave me a lift home. And he used to work for Polygram Records. And he left Polygram Records because of allegations of assault of young boys in boy bands.
Yeah.
So I know this very well. Universal Music Group and Neil Bogart's Boardwalk Entertainment, yeah? I've heard wonderful things about you from Daniel Syed, a friend of mine for many years. When I mentioned when I was starting meetings with investors in February, he thought it would be important to share with you my idea. Yeah? Yeah?
Yeah.
I mean, that's pretty messed up right there, okay? So we got Daniel Syed in there, yeah? And then I go to the next email, and what would you have but this? Do you know this guy? John Cummins?
That name pop up? Yes. Did it or not?
Yes. Since 2004, I've acted as senior advisor to CEOs and boards of corporations and entrepreneurs. This is again a CV. He started his first magazine at 15, and then after an early career in TV production was appointed as head of youth programmes at Channel 4 TV UK, where he launched the TV careers of several of the UK's best-known TV personalities. In '87, I founded consulting business Hydra. Good name, right?
Yeah.
Which advised media CEOs, right? He sold the business in 2001, right? And he became head of media M&A, and then left Hawk Point in 2004 and done other stuff. A whole bunch of people here, right? Including this guy produced The Tube. And who presented The Tube? Paula Yates.
Paula Yates, yeah.
Right? What happened to Paula Yates and Peaches Geldof?
They both kind of very sticky ends, didn't they? They both killed
almost
themselves.
Identical sticky ends. As again, Sonia Porton did a video on that last week as well, because she's catching up on all of this. But we've got like Mark Dolan from Bacardi Group, Lucian Grange from UMG, Lord Rothmere of the Daily Mail, Eric Huggers, Andrew Lloyd Webber, Andrew Lloyd Webber, Lord Andrew Webber, Sophie Turner Lang of Endemol, Brian Murray of HarperCollins, CEO of Abu Dhabi Government Media Zone, Her Highness Sheikha Salama, the wife of the Crown Prince of Abu Dhabi. Wow. He's also advised the Utka Group, Nicholas Edmonston, and NetJets. Why is this guy sending his CV to Epstein?
Yeah.
And again, the Daily Mail and Sheikhs and stuff. This sounds like Mandelson. Very similar sort of thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
This guy's got, like, again, why is he sending this? What is he applying for? What is the job he wants? What is his interest in doing such a thing?
Yeah.
Okay, I think we're almost at the end of UMG here, because there was just a couple more, right? We have this one here, which was the next one along. And again, this is what I mean about random emails being collected together. I'm like, what the heck is this one? Reminder of Simon Gracie in New York until this Friday, right? And this is an email from Gracie that's going on to Epstein saying, long time, how are you? I'm very thrilled to inform Jeffrey I just signed an exclusive contract with Universal Music. What a surprise. And I'll be recording soon for their label Dutch Gramophone. Could you please inform him about that? I would be excited to hear his reaction and opinion about it, right? And if you go through the chain, there's a few more of these, right? Then like you find that there's gone back and forth with the Simon Gracie, like saying he'll be in New York and he wants to meet up, and what does he think of it, right? And we've got this one here that's unidentified, right? But it seems to come from DEP, Universal Music Group, and NS Entertainment, and again is in sequence to Jeffrey saying, I'm in New York from Feb 28th to March 1st. Don't know if he'll be in town, but I'd like to see him. This has been a very long time. Again, seems like the same Simon Gracie, right? And I'm like, okay, I'm going to admit, I don't know who this guy is. Who is this Simon Gracie? So let's have a quick look at who this Simon Gracie is. Oh, look at him, he's a pianist. And if I go to his site, there you go, pianist who shakes up classical music. Yeah, you've got a nice video of him, like, playing so passionately, you know.
Yeah.
Obviously fantastic. And then, look at what that album's called.
33.
33. There it is again. Signalling much?
Yeah.
Yeah? Crazy just on that little thread, right? And I'm not going to do the wow necessarily, but obviously a thread got pulled there on the wow already, which led me into looking into that further, and we'll get into this in detail next week, right? But the AI subject needs to be breached, and especially with wow.